You are listening to Transreal News, the finest news, forecasts, and advisories for psychonauts traveling the astral plane and beyond. I'm your host, Toby Damned. And now, the news in brief. In Ularu, fighting continues with small skirmishes in the bush surrounding the town, between Japanese schoolgirls with super strength and energy swords against Vogonis's battle-hardened cyborgs in the late hours. Substrate Technologies has pulled back from the fighting, but continues to do research by drone from a hidden location somewhere in a nearby desert. Thousands of astral tourists are now flocking to the ruins of the lost upper dimensions to partake of the new bar, brothel, and nightclub scene created by the insectoid beings called the Hive, which has led to numerous instances of people being consumed by the slime or consuming it in hopes of getting high to disastrous or sometimes hilarious results. The Time Barbarian Horde has completed their moot after several days of debate last year. While they have been reticent to discuss the events of the historic cross-time event in Salisbury, we are working hard to unlock retro-future memories of the results. One result we have observed has been the exile of former Horde Master Torg Skullcrusher from the Barbarian Legions. In a schoolyard brawl, an unidentified youth was literally knocked out of the time stream when an angry Indigo child carried out their threat to knock him into next Tuesday. The authorities have sent agents to intercept the child when he reemerges, and memory suppression teams to ensure he will not be missed. And now, your time-space forecast with Walter Haversquirrel.
Oh, thank you, Toby. Listeners, potential utopias will continue to impose themselves on our reality for most of the week. Please be aware of your mood and affect as you go out, for in many places, happiness will be mandatory. Towards the end of the week, the futuristic utopias will begin to fade, and we will begin to see a front of retrogressive habits, such as McCarthyism in America, imperialism in much of Europe, a reenactment of the cowboy crime wave from 1908, and Canadians can expect a front of fur trapping to blow in the early weekend. Thank you, Toby.
And now, a commercial message from our partners.
Well, hey, Bob. What you packing there?
Well, howdy, Ashley. This here's my new hyper-manly 2000 Annihilator.
Well, gee, Bob, that is one hell of a big weapon, but it ain't always the size that counts.
Ashley, when you've been wandering the noosphere as long as I have, you meet all kinds of beings that want to eat you, possess you, clone you, or worse. You don't always have time to do a basic thelemic test to figure out which ones know the law. And some of them can only be hurt with silver, cold iron, or psychic powers. A fella's boot knife can only get him so far.
And how does your big gun help with that?
The hyper-manly 2000 fires psychically charged slugs made of one hell of a mix of herbs and metals. It'll put a basketball-sized hole in anything. It's how I protect myself against anything that might want to eat me.
And what about the things that want to eat me?
Oh, it's too late for that. Hypermanly. Big guns for real men. In response to protests across multiple hell dimensions regarding the housing of divine beings in abandoned office spaces, the authorities have released the following statement. Protest all you want. Nothing changes. We are inexorable. We are irresistible. Submit or be reconfigured. Basically the statement they release about everything, really. And now Clee Maxwell with the latest advisories for psychonautic travelers.
Hello, my lovelies. It is I, Clee Maxwell, your spirit guide. And this week, I have 3 advisories for you for whatever trip you might be taking or on. My first warning is this. I know the rumors, darlings. I know the gossip. I know that you're being told if you go near Salisbury during the moot that the penalty is death by Snu-Snu. I guarantee you it's not the case. Well, some individual barbarian women may be into that thing. You have to be careful, because if you get caught by most of the time barbarians, they'll simply twist your head off.
So leave their wives and daughters alone, please, for your own sake. If you have cause to wander through hell dimensions, the protests are getting excessively peaceful. You may wish to wear body armor. Finally, while yours truly was trying to find inner peace, I discovered a lovely coffee shop right at the edge of Nirvana. It is called Bodhi and Brew, and they are absolutely divine. Thank you so much, Toby. Back to you. You have been listening to the Transreal News, part of the Transreality News Network, your finest source for advice for psychonauts, astral projectors, ethereal jaunters, and people on serious LSD trips. From all of us to all of you, safe journeys. The Transreal News was created, written, performed, and directed by Brian C. Rideout, and produced by Stormhead Productions. It is copyright 2024 by Brian C. Rideout, and is released under a Creative Commons by attribution, non-commercial license. For show notes and more information, visit us at trans-real.stormheadproductions.ca. Thank you so much for listening.